Hello, radiant Leo, you beautiful force of solar magic and bold-hearted fire. Have you ever felt that something extraordinary is on the horizon, a break in the clouds, a shift in the winds, as if destiny itself is quietly rearranging the pieces of your life for something greater? If your spirit nodded yes just now, then believe this: lucky breaks are coming. And you are exactly where you're meant to be. Welcome to Eternal Mindfulness. This isn't just another horoscope reading, it's a cosmic encounter, a sacred pause in your day designed to realign you with the version of yourself that you're becoming. In the next few minutes, we'll explore not just what's coming toward you, but what's already awakening within you. This message isn't for the faint of heart, it's for the Leos who feel that their soul is stirring for something more. I want you to know, you didn't land on this video by accident. You were called here. The universe has guided you to this moment because a new chapter is preparing to unfold, and it requires the light only you can bring. Close your eyes for a second if you're in a safe place. Breathe deeply. Can you feel it? That inner fire hasn't dimmed. It's been waiting for this precise time, for this divine invitation to rise. Over the next 3 days, June 17th through 19th, the energy around you is shifting. Something is aligning behind the scenes. Whether it's in love, career, healing, or soul purpose, you are being positioned for a leap you didn't see coming but have long deserved. This isn't luck. It's alignment. And your time has come. You may have felt restless lately, or like something within you is too big to contain. That's not anxiety, that's your intuition whispering. Don't ignore it. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. But here's the truth: lucky breaks don't always shout. Sometimes they arrive quietly, disguised as a choice, a meeting, or a moment that seems small until it changes everything. So I ask you, not as a stranger, but as a fellow traveler on this cosmic path, to stay with me. Let's walk through this energy together. Let's translate these astrological alignments, tarot messages, and intuitive nudges into real clarity, real choices, and real momentum. Before we go deeper, allow me to pause and thank you truly for your presence here. Your likes, your comments, and your subscriptions aren't just numbers. They're a reflection of the soul community we're building here at Eternal Mindfulness, where growth, reflection, and sacred transformation are welcomed, honored, and amplified. Your support helps these messages reach those who need them most. And Leo, trust me when I say, you're going to want to stay until the end of this video. Because what the universe is revealing for you today is not only rare, it's life-changing. Now tell me, what was it, dear Leo, that pulled you toward this message today? What instinct, what longing, brought you here? If you feel like this message is already resonating deep within, comment below. I'm ready to receive my golden opportunity. Let this be the moment you choose to step forward, knowing that the universe is already responding. Let's begin. Something is stirring beneath the surface, Leo. If you've been feeling a sudden pull in your chest, a restlessness that no amount of planning can soothe, know that this is not coincidence, it is alignment. You are standing at a turning point, and the energy surrounding you is alive with motion. Like a will gaining speed on its own, unseen yet inevitable, life is gently pushing you toward an opening you didn't quite expect, but have long been preparing for. This isn't just about change, it's about momentum. It's about recognizing that what once felt stalled is now being activated by the universe's deeper rhythm. The wheel of fortune spins in your favor now, not because luck is randomly smiling on you, but because you have arrived at the vibration that matches what you once only dreamed of. You've done the work. You've held steady through the waiting. And now, the Page of Wands enters with the spark, a whisper of passion, an idea that excites, a sudden invitation that feels like more than coincidence. This is the invitation of initiation. It calls not for perfection, but for participation. You don't have to know all the steps ahead. You simply have to say yes to the first one. Astrologically, the powerful conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in a fire sign is igniting your solar essence. Venus offers blessings, magnetism, and value. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. Together, in the element of fire, they awaken that fierce, warm Leo energy within you, the part of you that knows how to shine, how to lead, and most importantly, how to trust your own timing. These planets don't reward hesitation, they amplify courage. If you've been holding back waiting for a clearer sign, the perfect moment, or permission from the outside, this is it. This is the sign. This is your moment. But let's not confuse external reward with internal readiness. According to the law of attraction, opportunity doesn't appear to prove your worth, it arrives because you've become aligned with receiving. You've shifted something subtle in the architecture of your belief system. You're no longer clinging. You're allowing. That's what opens the gates. The truth is, life is constantly offering. But only when we soften our resistance and move with awareness do we truly receive. The numerology of this moment supports that motion too. The number 1 represents beginnings, bravery, and bold steps into the unknown. The number 8 symbolizes abundance, power, and the cyclical nature of cause and effect. Together, 1 and 8 don't just suggest change, they suggest a change that brings both liberation and legacy. 1 breathes in newness, while 8 ensures that the rewards you're calling in are sustainable. This is a powerful numerical pairing, reminding you that courage in this moment may echo throughout the rest of the year. So what might this look like in the real world? It could be something as small as making that call you've avoided, sending the message that scares you, applying for something that feels too big, or simply declaring aloud or in your heart what it is you truly want. Sometimes the door doesn't open because we haven't knocked. Sometimes the path doesn't appear because we're still standing still. But even the smallest movement, 1 step, 1 word, 1 choice signals the universe that you are ready to be met. There's a teaching, simple and quiet, that says when the heart is still and clear, it naturally moves toward what is true. Like water finding its way downhill, your desires will find their way toward fulfillment if you don't obstruct them with fear. And fear, Leo, is no match for your fire. You don't need the entire staircase right now. Just the courage to lift your foot and trust that the next step will appear. Let the momentum begin. Let the light in. Let yourself be surprised. And if your heart is already quickening as you read this, if there's an idea or decision rising in your chest like sunlight through clouds, I invite you to name it, claim it, and comment below. What are you ready to say yes to? What possibility is calling your name? Share it now, and allow that first brave whisper to ripple through the energy that surrounds you. Because sometimes, the smallest confession becomes the loudest affirmation, and the moment you put it into words, the universe begins to echo it back. When it comes to love, Leo, there's a quiet paradox that often follows you. You are born to shine, that's undeniable. The sun itself rules your sign, and with it comes a warmth that draws people in, a charisma that few can resist. But sometimes, the very light you radiate becomes a source of misunderstanding. You give with such intensity, offer your heart with such brilliance, that it can feel like others shrink back, not because you are too much, but because they are not yet ready to receive you fully. And so, in love, your journey is not just about finding someone who meets your passion. It is about learning how to stay fully lit without burning yourself out for someone else's comfort. The Sun card in tarot is your cosmic mirror. It is your joy, your truth, your undeniable life force. And when it appears alongside the Two of Cups, a card of mutual connection, equal exchange, and sacred reciprocity, it speaks to a kind of love that does not ask you to dim your glow. Instead, it invites someone into your warmth, someone who doesn't just admire your fire from afar but chooses to meet you in it, stand beside it, and even contribute their own spark. This is not performative affection. It is resonance. You deserve a love that honors both your softness and your strength, your boldness and your boundaries. Astrologically, a full moon illuminating the 7th house, the house of partnerships, often brings relationships into sharper focus. Things hidden come to light. Feelings long unspoken find their way to the surface. Whether you are in a relationship, ending one, beginning again, or walking the beautiful path of self-love, this lunation asks, where in love have you been holding back your truth in order to keep the peace? And where might it be time to say, gently and clearly, this is who I am, and this is what I need? We sometimes mistake love for self-sacrifice. We think being generous means being quiet about our own desires. But true connection begins where honesty lives. And one of the most compassionate things you can do for yourself and for anyone you love is to be transparent about your heart's language. Let your needs breathe. Let your feelings have room. When we love from fullness, not fear, we become like a mountain, rooted, open, and unshakable. There is a teaching that says, hold your center like a candle in the wind, steady, unyielding, yet soft enough to respond. In love, this means you remain grounded in your worth, even as you stay open to intimacy. You allow yourself to be seen, without requiring perfection in the one who sees you. You let your light pour out, not to be validated, but to invite the kind of connection that doesn't just mirror you, it magnifies you. The law of attraction reminds us, we don't attract what we chase. We attract what we believe we deserve. If love has felt elusive or unbalanced, this is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's simply an opportunity to check your own internal dialogue. Are you seeking someone to fill a space, or are you creating space because you are full? These questions may seem subtle, but they shape the energy you send out and the kind of love that finds its way back to you. Your lucky colors during this time: radiant sunset orange and creamy white, reflect this duality. One calls in attraction, warmth, and vitality. The other offers clarity, peace, and the elegance of simplicity. Wear them, visualize them, or simply carry their vibration in your day as reminders. You are both fire and stillness. You can offer your light without apology, and still choose where it flows. And now I invite you to pause, place a hand on your chest, and ask gently, what kind of love am I truly ready for? A new connection that meets me in my wholeness? Or a new understanding of an old love, one that allows me to be more fully myself? If you're feeling called, share in the comments what's arising. Whether it's a word, a sentence, or a silent intention, your voice adds energy to your journey and may be the very thing someone else needed to feel less alone. The energy now is calling you to rise, Leo, not with force or urgency, but with clarity. After exploring your emotional truth and reconnecting with love that nourishes rather than drains, we turn now to the domain where your inner fire meets the world, your work, your purpose, your path of contribution. This is not just about what you do for a living. It's about what you are building, what you are shaping with your time, your energy, your presence. And right now, something within you is ready to break free from the old limitations you've quietly accepted as normal. The chariot appears when it's time to move forward, but not chaotically. It's the card of disciplined motion, of focused energy pulling in one clear direction. It tells you that success is not about doing more, but about aligning your actions with what truly matters. Your power is not found in over-efforting, but in choosing what you will no longer waste energy on. And standing beside it is the Three of Pentacles, the reminder that you are not meant to build everything alone. Collaboration, recognition, and co-creation are part of your journey now. The gifts you hold need space to be witnessed, appreciated, and expanded, not hidden behind modesty or fear of being too much. Astrologically, the sun's transit through your 10th house is spotlighting your reputation, your legacy, and the work you are known for. This is a time of visibility, of alignment, of being seen in your full capacity. But with that comes a subtle challenge. Are you chasing validation, or are you offering value? Are you building to prove yourself, or to express yourself? These questions matter, because they determine the energetic quality of what you create and the kind of results that flow back to you. When your intentions are rooted in clarity and service, the rewards multiply, not just in income, but in fulfillment. You might be called now to revisit your definition of success. Is it still based on external benchmarks, titles, money, status? Or has it begun to shift into something more inwardly honest: freedom, alignment, meaning? This is a powerful time to rewrite your relationship with both ambition and money. Try mapping out a new 3-month vision. Not just what you hope will happen, but what you are committed to shaping, from the inside out. List your non-negotiables. Name what you're no longer willing to tolerate. Clarify what success feels like, not just what it looks like. There's a teaching that reminds us, success without inner peace is simply another form of suffering. The world might applaud your achievements, but only you can feel whether you are thriving. This is the path of conscious growth, not achievement for its own sake, but accomplishment that arises from alignment. Like a tree growing upward only because its roots are deep, your career is meant to be an expression of who you are becoming, not a mask to cover who you fear you're not. Your lucky colors, now navy blue and electric lemon gold, speak of wisdom and radiance. Wear them, visualize them, or keep them close as reminders that strategy and joy are not opposites. You can be focused and lighthearted. You can be grounded and visionary. You can build something sustainable without burning out. And in fact, this balance is the key to lasting success, not just in finances, but in the peace that comes with knowing you're not betraying yourself in pursuit of something you don't even truly want. So take a moment to breathe into this space. Let yourself feel the readiness. The part of you that no longer wants to shrink in meetings, or settle for a paycheck that costs your peace. The version of you who's ready to step into that room, that role, that risk with both confidence and clarity. And if you're feeling it rise, say it aloud, or write it below. I choose success with joy. Let that be your mantra. Not a wish, but a decision. One that reminds the universe you're not just hoping to be chosen, you are choosing yourself, now. After momentum begins to build and your vision for success becomes clearer, life often delivers a surprising twist, not to derail you, but to refine you. That's where we are now, Leo. This next stretch of your journey may not come dressed in clarity or applause. Instead, it may arrive disguised as disruption, change, or even loss. The Tower card reminds us of this: sudden shifts that feel like chaos on the surface, but beneath them, the opportunity for deep release and reformation. When structures crack, it's not always because something went wrong. Sometimes, it's because something more aligned is trying to break through. True strength is not about resistance or control. It's about response. The Strength card doesn't shout, it listens. It doesn't fight to win, it endures to understand. You might be facing a moment now where something you thought was secure, a belief, a plan, a relationship, a role, is shifting beneath your feet. The mind may want to fix, to hold tighter. But the wisdom of inner power is this: let go of what collapses naturally, and trust that what remains is real. This is not punishment. This is purification. In numerology, the Tower corresponds to the number 16, which reduces to 7, the number of inner reflection, spiritual integration, and clarity beyond illusion. 7 is a quiet teacher. It doesn't shout over the noise, it waits until the mind softens enough to hear what the heart has always known. If you are moving through a challenge right now, a sudden ending, an unexpected reveal, a detour that feels unfair, take a breath. You are not being pushed backward. You are being gently redirected to the truth of who you've become, and to the strength you may have forgotten you possess. There is a teaching that says when the storm comes, we do not try to stop the rain. We find stillness in the shelter of the present moment. That stillness is where courage grows. Not the flashy kind that performs under pressure, but the quiet courage to remain present while everything familiar shifts. To breathe. To observe. To ask not, why is this happening to me, but what part of me is ready to be reborn through this? Growth rarely announces itself gently. But even the strongest tree only bends in windstorms. It was built to survive. And here's the gift in all this: once the old has fallen away, you will not return to who you were before. You will be clearer, lighter, more grounded. When life removes something suddenly, it is often relieving you of a weight you didn't realize you were carrying. But the beauty is that you don't need to rebuild in the same way. You now get to create from consciousness, not coping. From clarity, not fear. Take a moment and consider, what belief, habit, or expectation recently collapsed in your life? Instead of clinging to what was, allow space to ask yourself, what did I learn from this? What did it reveal about what truly matters? Grab your journal, your voice notes, or even the quiet of your own reflection, and let that question sit with you. What have I gained from what I lost? Your healing color at this time, soft lime green, is not loud or dramatic. It represents subtle rebirth. Gentle recovery. The quiet restart of your energy system. Wear it, visualize it, or simply place it in your space as a symbol that growth doesn't have to shout. Sometimes, the most meaningful transformation happens when no one's watching, when you choose to rebuild your inner world with more care, more wisdom, and more self-respect. And if this speaks to something you've been through, a moment that nearly broke you but actually built you, take a moment to share. Whether it's a sentence, a memory, or even just the words, "I made it," your story may be the very thing someone else needed to hear. That is how we become light for each other, not by being perfect, but by being honest. After navigating the shakeups and awakenings of recent change, your energy now gently calls for something quieter, something deeply personal, a return to the home within your body. Because no matter how strong your vision is, how resilient your spirit becomes, or how bold your external moves are, nothing truly thrives if your inner vessel is depleted. The Queen of Pentacles appears here as a guide, not one who rushes or demands, but one who nurtures from steadiness. Her message is simple but profound. Your well-being is sacred, not secondary. You can't sustain momentum if you forget to refuel, and you can't shine brightly if your inner light is flickering from neglect. Healing doesn't always begin with grand gestures. Often, it starts in the smallest spaces: how you wake up, how you breathe, how you listen to your body's signals before they become alarms. The star follows the Queen like a gentle echo, inviting you to reconnect with trust not only in the world around you, but in your body's ability to heal, recalibrate, and guide you. The body speaks a quiet language, and when you slow down just enough to listen, you'll realize it's been trying to love you all along. That tightness in your chest, that subtle fatigue, that skipped meal or overworked schedule, they're not failures. They're invitations to pause. There's a quiet truth taught through observation that the mind often races ahead while the body remains behind, trying to catch up. When we bring them back into union, moment by moment, the scattered energy of overwhelm begins to settle. Try something as small and accessible as drinking warm water first thing in the morning. This act signals your system that you are awake and attentive. It's a gentle form of devotion. Or the 478 breathing pattern in the evening: inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8, which recenters the nervous system and reminds your heart it is safe. These may sound simple, but when done with presence, they become powerful. Food, too, becomes medicine when chosen with care. Red-colored foods like beets, tomatoes, and red lentils can help ground your energy, activating the root of your physical self, the part that gives you stability and the sense of, "I am here, and I belong." This isn't just about nutrients, it's about intention. When you feed your body with what truly nourishes rather than merely fills, you begin to cultivate a new kind of vitality, not the fleeting energy of adrenaline, but the calm stamina of inner balance. Even color plays a role. Ruby red and earthy brown together, they hold both passion and grounding. If you wear them, visualize them, or surround your space with their tones, they remind you that wholeness isn't about striving harder, but about honoring what already exists within you. These colors are not just aesthetic, they are energetic reminders that your strength lies in your presence, not your performance. You've come through much already. And while the world may encourage you to keep going, push harder, and do more, this chapter asks something gentler. Can you care for yourself with the same intensity you've given to others? Can you rest not as an escape, but as a form of preparation? There's a story of the lotus that grows from the mud, and it teaches this, that beauty and clarity emerge not despite the mess, but because of it. Your body, too, is a garden. And tending to it daily, without rush or punishment, is an act of deep wisdom. So I ask you now, in your own quiet way, what is one small action you will take today to care for your body, not because it's broken, but because it is precious? Maybe it's resting 5 minutes longer. Maybe it's stretching, walking, or choosing a meal with presence. Whatever it is, write it down or speak it aloud. Let the universe witness your commitment not to perfection, but to nourishment. Because in the stillness of that choice, your true radiance begins to return. And now, dear Leo, we arrive at this quiet, golden pause, the space between what has been revealed and what you will choose to do with it. Over these past few minutes together, we've journeyed through rising momentum, the reawakening of love, the power to shape your path, the courage to face your trials, and the grace of returning to your body. You've witnessed how your story is not waiting to begin, it's already unfolding. And you, radiant soul, are not just a character in that story. You are its light source. The truth is, you don't need to wait for someone to hand you a miracle. You are the miracle, being slowly and lovingly awakened. Everything that's shifting around you right now, the unexpected blessings, the heart-opening connections, the inner urges to act or let go, these are not random. They are the signs of alignment, the outer reflections of the work you've already done within. You're not here to chase what's meant for you. You're here to remember that it's already on its way, and more importantly, that you are ready to receive it. So I invite you now, before this moment slips away, to place your hand over your heart right here, where your courage and clarity live. Take a slow, steady breath. Feel the rhythm of your own strength. And if it feels right, whisper quietly to yourself. I choose to live in the light. I welcome opportunities with joy. I am ready to receive what is mine. Let these words move through you, not as wishes, but as gentle declarations, truths you are stepping into with every breath, every choice, every forward step from here. And remember this, Leo, lucky breaks are not rewards for struggle. They are reminders of your readiness. They arrive not when you've proved yourself, but when you've come home to your own frequency. That moment is now. This energy is already in motion. There is nothing more you need to force. Only space to allow, and trust to anchor in. So as we close this message, I ask you, what part of today's journey touched you the most? Was there a truth that stirred something in you? A quiet realization? A bold next step you now feel ready to take? Share it in the comments below. Let your words become part of the energy we're creating here together. Because sometimes, your story becomes the sign someone else has been waiting for. And sometimes, speaking it aloud is how we finally give ourselves permission to live it fully. If you've made it this far with me, thank you deeply. Thank you for your openness, your presence, and your willingness to explore the messages the universe is weaving into your days. Every like, every comment, every share helps bring these words to more hearts, and every new subscriber is a soul added to our growing family here at Eternal Mindfulness, where we walk this journey of awareness, growth, and healing together. If today's video has reminded you of your strength, your light, or your worth, let that be your compass in the coming days. Rewatch this message whenever you need to remember who you are. And if you haven't already, I would be so honored to have you join this space officially. Click subscribe, give the video a like, and share it with someone you know is ready for their own lucky break. Until we meet again, keep your heart soft, your focus clear, and your spirit grounded. The universe is already conspiring in your favor. You are seen. You are valued. You are deeply, deeply loved. And never forget your light is not just a gift. It is a guide. Let it lead you forward.